36% off.
Welcome back to Secondhand Overland. I'm your host, Matt Kester. Portable power stations are one of those markets that's become so oversaturated with offerings, it's more of a commodities market than anything. And for most of recent history, you could expect to pay about $1 per watt hour of rated battery life on any given portable power station. Well, like most other technologies, however, that beautiful concept called economy of scale has started to bring the costs down, and some more affordable options have started to emerge from various imported brands. And while you might expect that along with these lower prices comes lower quality,
He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim.
That's not necessarily the case, and it's been our pleasure to have spent the last month with the Campower 2000 from AceVolt. Just to preface, AceVolt did send us this unit in exchange for making this video, and we do feature affiliate links to AceVolt's site. We'd really appreciate you utilizing them should you decide to purchase or simply find out more about the unit. So what sets the Campower 2000 apart from the competition? Well, first and foremost in my mind, it's price. This is a 2000 watt hour, excuse me, 1997 watt hour portable power station, and at the time of this recording, it was priced well below the $1 per watt hour mark. And while you might expect this to be a cut rate product lacking in features and build quality, this hasn't been the case in our experience. In fact, we found it to have better features and fit and finish on par with anything we've experienced with our previous use and ownership of Jackery and EcoFlow units. Unlike the big name vendors in this space, the Campower uses lithium iron phosphate batteries, which in every category except power to weight are superior to lithium ion batteries for two reasons. Lithium iron phosphate batteries don't have the inherent fire and explosion hazards associated with lithium ion batteries. Lithium iron phosphate batteries are also less reactive to heat and can withstand temperatures of up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Reason number two is longevity. According to AceVolt, the Campower 2000 has an expected service life of 10 years and is capable of over 3,500 cycle charges before reaching 80% of its original rated capacity. Lithium-ion batteries in this category have about a 500 to 800 charge cycles to 80% ratio. Moving around to the input side, the Campower is also, again, impressive, especially when it comes to AC charging. When connected to a 110 outlet, AceVolt's supercharger technology, I have no idea where they stole that from. Pretty sure Elon Musk's gonna sue somebody. While I haven't actually verified the time it takes, I can tell you that the input display reads close to 1100 watts when it's plugged into a wall outlet, so I gotta believe him. While it's not quite up to those levels, it will take a DC charge up to 500 watts. And it has a built-in charge controller, so using solar panels is as simple as plugging in the included cable and going for it. You don't have to worry about that solar panel having a charge controller of its own, you just plug it and play. It does not, however, include a 12-volt cable for plugging into your vehicle's cigarette lighter. That was kind of a big oversight for me because that's one of the primary ways we charge a battery when we're going down the road. We did purchase one through Amazon and it works. It charges at a rate of around 90 watts. I'll put a link to it in the description below if you're interested. Now, when it comes to pushing the power out, there are a plethora of options. In fact, this power station features over 16 different electrical outputs. Starting with the basics, it includes two standard USB-A 5-volt 2.4 amp plugs. There's two USB-A QC 3.0 plugs, which are actually kind of interesting. They use Qualcomm's quick charge technology, which allows for the charging of battery-powered devices, primarily mobile phones, at levels above and beyond the typical 5-volt 2-amp plug. According to AceVolt, these will charge 4 times faster than the standard plugs we just mentioned. There's two fast-charging 100-watt USB-C plugs too, in which I've found them to come in very, very handy when we've needed to power the MacBook for some on-the-road editing. There's also two DC 5521 outputs. I'm not really quite sure what those are good for, as I've never had a product that used them, but they're there. There's also one obligatory cigarette lighter socket, which we use to run our fridge, plus an XT60 outlet. Again, not really sure what we'll use that for, but it's there. Finally, there's the AC outlets, 6 of them. They're linked up to a 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter that's also capable of producing a 4000 watt peak. This thing can power some bigger devices or appliances. which means this isn't a device that you just simply want to consider for camping or road trips. It could also be a viable option to use as a power backup at home. I know there's places out there that are going to start experiencing brownouts with the rash of heat waves on the horizon for this summer. Having a power station like the Campower 2000 could help you bridge that service gap by allowing you to store 2 full kilowatt hours of electricity to use later. As far as warranty is concerned, AceVolt stands behind it with a 24-month warranty. They will also accept returns of unused units for up to 30 days, but if you use yours and want to send it back and you don't have a warranty reason, you might be SOL. So now that we've listed the press release materials, let's talk about how it did. As a large-scale power unit, I've really got no complaints. At almost 50 pounds, it feels solid and sturdy. While it does have some burly top-mounted carrying handles, there's still enough flat space on the top to stack things. And the handles do make a good tie-down point if you ever need to secure it in the vehicle to keep it from flying around the cab. Power has been more than sufficient for our needs. Really, it's probably overkill for running a fridge and charging cameras, drones, and phones on weekend trips, but there is quite a bit of peace of mind that comes with knowing the extra power is there if you need it, especially when you're trying to keep a fridge powered in this Arizona heat. We actually left that New Air fridge plugged in for 36 hours on it while we hiked Mount Wrightson, and when we came back, there was still plenty of power left over. Unlike the New Air fridge, however, though, durability has not been a problem with the Campower, and it's still got all the parts and features it came with. Other than that, there's really not a lot else to say about the Campower 2000, and I think that speaks more than anything else I could reference to it. See, it shows up. It gets the job done, and there's very little in the way of drama. Now, to answer the really tough question, would I buy it with my own money? The answer to that is yes, absolutely. If I were in need of a 2,000 watt power bank, I wouldn't hesitate to consider buying one. As always, I'm Matt Kester. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Secondhand Overland. Until next time, be good.